Namaskar Mitra. In previous lecture, in previous two episodes, we discussed about what is yoga and what is the purpose of yoga. In this episode, I share points on performance of yoga. It is necessary to keep certain matters in review for performing yoga. Like, for the purpose of eradication of disease, one should perform yogasana under the personal guidance of an experienced teacher. Practice of yoga should be regular and without break, bearing in mind the necessity of 7 elements, that is, discipline, faith, self-confidence, love, effort, sincerity, and ample soul force. Yoga exercise should be undertaken after brushing the teeth, cleaning the tongue, washing the mouth, and other morning ritual. It is very important to clean the bowl before starting yoga exercise, especially for eradication of disease, for the performance of a special purpose. It is absolutely necessary to have a bladder empty and bowel clean. If before performance of yogasana, bowel have not been cleared with nature's aid, then it may be necessary to drink a full glass of warm water or a cup of tea, coffee, or a milk chocolate. If one wants to perform yoga after a light breakfast, then at least a minimum of 1 hour period should elapse before performance of asana. One should not perform yoga exercise unless 4 hours have passed after eating regular food. One should take a breakfast or meals at least half an hour after yoga exercise. Yogasanas can be practiced in the morning or evening depending upon availability of time. One should perform a yogasanas in open or in place well ventilated and clear of paste. One should not continue wearing spectacles or ornament during the performance of asanas. If you do so, either they may break or may injure your body. One should not perform asanas immediately after a long walk in sunlight heat. During the practice of asanas, facial muscles should not get stressed, and eye, ears, and breathing should not suffer any strain, and not a kind of pressure should be felt. Performance of all asanas should be rhythmic. There should be no hurry or sudden jerks. One should not have a physical tiredness or mental stress, and the body should not feel stiffness as it is not proper to carry out a yoga in such a bodily condition. One should thereof avoid undescribed condition. If one perform asanas only mechanically, much advantage cannot be gained. Hence, one on every occasion such exercise should be carried out with a mental concentration. One should not unnecessarily talk during a yogasan practice. When initially you start a practice of yogasanas, keep your eyes open so you can thereby see what and how you are performing. Whether it is right or wrong, but after due some experience, when you feel perfect in yoga practices, keep your eyes closed so that with the desired discipline and control of the body, you concentrate your mind on the advantage being gained by each asanas on internal glands. During the practice of yoga, body only should be active, mind should be quiet and ease. If the mind is uneasy or it is working in the opposite direction, then one cannot be capable of finding out a mistakes being committed during the asanas. Always breathe through the nostrils during the practice of asanas. Do not breathe through mouth. One should be alert about this habit. Breathing should be rhythmic with forward and backward bending during a performance of yogasanas. On completion of all asanas, it is essential to practice shavasana for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This practice will allow any strain suffered by any part of body to get relaxed. Such asanas where one has to bend backward or forward are helpful when one has higher or lower blood pressure. For a patient who has pus in the ears or whose eyes are weak or whose retina has some damage should not perform Sirshasana or Sarvangasana as well as Halasana and such other asana where legs go up and head is kept down. If one performs asanas in haste or incorrectly or just as a fast moving way, the ill effect of the same would be observed in a few days only, and one can see the need to make the necessary correction in the practice. Children up to 12 to 14 years of age should not be instructed in all asana. Have a faith in practice of yoga, and aspirant should sincerely practice yoga then he will get able to save himself from big damage. So please, before start yogasana, this point have to considered by each and every practitioners. Thank you very much. सबका शुभ हो, सबका मंगल. The common meaning of the word yoga is to join. This word is derived from the Sanskrit element yuj. One would normally be living hanging with head down is yoga. But this is not correct. A bat remain hung with head down every day throughout his life. But we do not say a bat is a yogi. It is equally incorrect to say that one who walk on live charcoal or on water surface is a yogi. Sri Ramakrishna Dev used to cut a joke about a yogi who had met him and described that he had conducted sadhana for 12 years. As a result, he had come to Dakshineshwar by walking on the surface of the water of Ganga. On hearing this, Sri Ramakrishna Dev bit his forehead and said, "Oh, just by paying 1 paisa, we can cross a Ganga and come back. If we pay 2 paisa to a boatman, he will take us for a half an hour on a joyride. The work which can be done in 1 or 2 paisa is achieved by you by wasting a 12 years. Thus, a yoga does not mean remaining hungry or eating too much or remaining wide awake for a night together or to sleep long hours or to remain totally silent continuously or go on speaking without repeat. Such an imbalance cannot be termed yoga. Gita indicates a word balanced for yoga. Yukt aharasya viharasya. Yoga means maintaining balance in eating, walking, sleeping, etc. That is why it is said that yoga means a balance in lifestyle. Samatva yoga uchyate. In addition to this, Sri Krishna has given a very beautiful and exact definition of yoga. Yoga karmashu kaushalam. That means yoga is one where work is done with a proper focused manner. Who is this? Dexterity in karma. It means whatever you do, the job should be exact, perfect. It should not be soft padded or like a loosely filled bag. Whatever you do it well, properly organized. That is why Sri Ramakrishna Dev used to say that a lady who could cook very nicely can also meditate very nicely. The reason is that a cooking performed intentively will not be tasty. Today you forgot to put in salt, tomorrow you put salt twice. It is observed that those who are intuitive person allow milk to overflow through overheating, perhaps twice a week. What could be the reason? Oh, I was not attentive. When a mind is alert and stay where the body is, the condition is termed yoga. But unluckily, while our body is in one place, our mind goes to another place. If you want to put a thread through the eye of a sewing needle, the thread will not be put through if the end of the thread is bent left or right. The end will have to be made one particular position. Karma, whether it is individual or family job or society job or a public work, one has to be fully alert in performance of a job on a hand. Then only the word yoga will have carried it a proper meaning. That is a perfection. The above is a generally common understanding. Maharishi Patanjali defines yoga as a control of the learning of the mind. Yoga Shakti Chitta Vritti Nirodha. This is the highest aspect of a yoga. A mind is a fickle. Oh Ram, mind roams about in all directions. How it can be fixed in one place? So far as this mind remains fickle, a restless, a disturbed, Jiva will not be at ease. The meaning of the word yoga carries a happiness in it. Condition of viyog is unhappiness. Yoga means a peace, prosperity, development, progress, and establishment in a permanent soul consciousness. All those that are to contrary means restlessness, downfall, self-description toward the soul. Gurudev Swami Shivananda ji used to say that the goal of human life is realization of absolute. God first, word next, and self last, or preferably never. The name given to this path to realization of a God is yoga. Principal yogas are Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Besides, there are Nada Yoga, Laya Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Swara Yoga, and others. If one desires to satisfactorily carry out any job, it is essential to have a healthy body. Hatha Yoga can best to a health. Raja Yoga lead to highest state in the absolute. So friend, in next episode, we know or we discuss what is the purpose of yoga. Thank you very much. Sabka Subh ho, Sabka Mangal. Hello friends. In previous episode, I talk about what is yoga. In this episode, we will talk about what is the purpose of yoga. In Raghuvansh, poet Kalidas says, Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhana. That means, for acquisition of dharma or performance of duty, first and foremost important is given to body. Shruti completes the previous saying. Shruti says that dharma artha kama moksham arogyam mulamuttanamam. That means to attain the ultimate goal of human life, which is to attain Almighty, health is essential. If we say that a body is the first and foremost instrument to obtain the absolute or even to carry out jobs either small or big in life is easily and naturally, it is not enough. Body must have no disease. One should have sound health, satisfied mind, steady intellect, and there should be desire in the subconscious mind to carry out a job on hand perfectly. All these are essential. A good student, a householder, an engineer, a doctor, or an advocate, an artist, or a social worker can go up a different step in a life and attained different goals beautifully if he possess a disease-less body and sound mind. For a proper and sound health, body and mind, yoga is essential. Mind is the only cause for happiness or unhappiness in human life. Eyes can observe outside world, but mind can only be observed by mind itself. That is why entry in a life form, the grows, the life makes it essential to practice yoga. Performance of any job calls for a deeply quiet attitude of mind. Besides having concentration and soundness of mind, all this become possible by means of yoga. If one regularly perform a few yogasana, pranayama and dhyana at fixed hour, then such a sadhana carried out in conjunction with a yama and niyama will prepare a man in individual discipline, bodily discipline, vital discipline, and discipline of senses. With the control of senses, one can attain the most element which is beyond the mind and intellect. The life we live is not well defined. In life, all times are not alike. Lack of capacity of understanding can blow away goodness of human life. Juice of life gets dried out. All days cannot be a good days or say. At one time, Raja Harishchandra travels in aeroplane. A same King Harishchandra gets two crematory when on another occasion he gets sold out. However, in such a condition only yogic life can provide a soundness and tidiness along the roadway. What is the reason for a creation of separating walls of egoism and mindism between a husband and wife, mother and father, father and children? It points out two of awareness in us. In modern times, either in the West or the East, the entire society has a mental tension, stress as it burning problem. Practice of yoga develops one bodily, mentally, and enhance the power of inner thing also. His yoga can, in short, fulfill all requirement of self-control, such as a general daily life essential like hunger, getting good sleep, not getting easily disturbed, and not getting over emotional. Yoga does fundamental work of maintaining humanness in human being. If a human being has turned brutal, it needs to help in pacifying the tamasic attitude in a human being. Yoga convert rajasic attitude to sattvic attitude. Majority of the people carry on with the understanding and believe that we are all engaged in mundane work. So why should we get involved in yoga? But really this is not the case. We use vacuum cleaner in standing position. Clothes are washed in washing machine while standing, dishwasher clean crockery while we stand, there is a standing kitchen, even a toilet are having a western style seats. So where do you have the occasion to sit with a folded knees? Yes, if we go to attend a death gathering, we may have to sit with the fold feet. But this day, chairs are provided there too. We have hardly any exercise for knees. Again, overseas countries mainly consume bread and rice. This varieties also includes pasta, pizza and coke, providing threefold binding for a chew in high chronic constipation, high blood pressure. In this age of high society, high teach, your complaint will also be high. No surprise. The working of the body is classified in 6 parts: respiratory system, circulatory system, alimentary system, urinary system, locomotor system, and nervous system. Yogasana and pranayam practice cast deep impression on all the system. By the practicing of yogasana and pranayama, equanimity of mind is established in all different situations, like need for control over emotion, control on anger, stability of mind, putting a stop on emotionalization, mental soundness, capacity to fight a disease, etc. But the essential requirement is that practice should be continuous and regular. With yogasana, pranayam and daily meditation, common mass of a people can avoid many problems of life. Sri Krishna indicates in the Gita that this subject as above carries no shortcomings. If sincerely some little practice is continued, it can give enough capacity to fight so many future problems. Having considered what yoga is and why one should practice yoga, we will now in next episode go deep to discuss the subject and points on performance of yoga. Thank you very much from my side. सबका शुभ हो, सबका मंगल।